Yes, y'all come up here and then you'll face out and the mayor will stand here. All right? We're gonna go on both sides so we can make sure we have a good photo op. All right, we got everybody? Okay. And well, you be close to the mayor since you'll be speaking. All right, that's everyone? All right, thank you all so much. And now we'll bring up Honorable Mayor Randall Woodfin. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Really good to have everybody here. All year long, the city of Birmingham, along with area churches, arts organizations, businesses, and nonprofits, have commemorated the 1963 Birmingham Civil and Human Rights Movement. From hosting an international peace conference to a children's march reenactment, from creating a free poster series and opening of the historic A.G. Gaston Motel, residents and visitors have joined to reflect and remember the challenges, lessons, and triumphs of the historic year of 1963. Nearly 60 years ago, a bomb tore through Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church, killing 4 little girls and rocking the nation. In remembrance of this horrific event and in the spirit of restoration and education, the City of Birmingham and its partners will host the 2023 Forging Justice Commemoration Week. That week will take place September 10th through the 16th. The community is invited to share in a series of discussions with nationally acclaimed thought leaders, a conference on healing, art interpretations, a film screening, and a visit by international dignitaries and a special keynote speaker. In addition, the City of Birmingham is honored to host the photography of the late Chris McNair in a special exhibition at City Hall. McNair was a professional photographer, public servant, and the father of Denise McNair, who was killed in the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. This exclusive collection features 22 images featuring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, Rosa Parks, A.G. Gaston, his late daughter Denise, and many others. The exhibition will open its doors to the public starting today on the 2nd floor of City Hall and will run until Saturday, September 16th. So for details, please go to birminghamal.gov/McNair exhibit to learn more, as well as for more information about the 60th commemoration. I want to suggest that you please go to birminghamal.gov/forgingjustice. I think the beauty of this moment, to my right and my left, there are many organizations and advocates and passionate people and leaders and community partners who have been standing tirelessly in this work. Not just focused on the past, but also embracing the present and the future related to where do we go from here. And they have created impactful programming as it relates to the commemoration of this entire year that's already been done and for the months to come. And so next up is the Reverend Arthur Price, pastor of the 16th Street Baptist Church, who has a very cool special announcement. After Reverend Price, you will hear from Reverend Thomas Wilder, pastor of the historic Bethel Baptist Church. And then you will hear from Magdalene Hamilton, executive director of the Ballard House. Before Reverend Price comes, I would just like to express my public appreciation for each of you individually, as well as your organizations that you represent and serve. And thank you for all you're doing to commemorate this year and the impact it has on community members. With that, everybody, Reverend Price.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As the mayor has already stated, each year on September 15th, The 16th Street Baptist Church in our community paused to remember and to reflect the events surrounding the 1963 bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. That horrific tragedy took the lives of 4 little girls, Addie Mae Collins, Denise McNair, Cynthia Morris Wesley, and Carol Robinson. Those innocent lives were viciously taken by a bomb explosion during the Sunday school hour at the 16th Street Baptist Church. The blast that tore through our church that day was perceived as the blast that was heard all around the world. A catalyst for change in the civil rights movement, their deaths not only changed the way people viewed Birmingham, but also the way we view ourselves as a nation, and transformed the city of Birmingham into a sacred battleground for humanity. On Friday, September 15th, 2023, we'll mark the 60th anniversary of that fateful day, a day that the world watched, witnessed, and wept at the terroristic act that changed the hearts of many. To commemorate the event, the 16th Street Baptist Church will hold, as usual, a community memorial service on that morning at 9:30 a.m., and we're glad to announce on this day that Associate Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson has agreed to serve as our keynote speaker for that day. Who would have believed in 1963, during those tumultuous times in our church's history and our country's history, that 60 years later, we will have the first female African-American in the United States Supreme Court. We believe that's a powerful statement for us to hear her speak on this sacred ground as we continue to remind the world of how far we've come and even how important what we have accomplished as a city, as a country, and as a nation. 16th Street Baptist Church is committed to teaching lessons, transforming lives, and making sure that our land is transformed as well. That's our announcement. Thank you and God bless.
Good morning. Bethel Baptist Church has an arm of itself called the Bethel Baptist Church Community Restoration Fund. As part of our celebration of the 60th commemoration of the 1963 events, we're going to host what's called a healing conference. The healing conference will begin on September 12th and will go through September 14th, with the hopes that people will stay over for September 15th to join 16th Street in their event. Our event will start with a holy convocation. Several years ago, when George Floyd was murdered, a group of black and white pastors from across the city decided to get together and talk about these issues. And we also made a decision and a promise to each other that the church would never sit by again and watch the world destroy itself almost without stepping in to try to involve ourselves in the discussion. And so we'll begin this convention with a holy convocation. It is not a religious event, but since much of the civil rights movement started out of the church, we thought that the healing also should begin in the church. During that time, we will have Dr. Wayne Gordon, who will come and lead that event for us, and hopefully will stay over until the rest of the event. We also will have a track that will deal with exclusively with teachers, because we feel that it is important for teachers to really understand what happened during that time and to have the information to correctly teach it to its students. During the conference, we will have a variety of speakers who will come and talk about healing from very different points of view. We'll have those who will talk about it from a psychological standpoint, from a physical standpoint, and even from an economic standpoint, because healing takes all of those arms to go with it. We'll have partners that come from the Minnesota Humanities, as well as the Alabama State Humanities, and several other groups that will help us as we put this project on. Our keynote speaker for the event on that Thursday will be Dr. Tony Evans, who has agreed to come back and share with us again to try to help bring healing not only to our city, but also to our nation. This is a national event. As I said, one of our partners is the Minnesota Humanities, and we're glad that they decided to join with us to try to bring healing to our city and to our state. All of you are welcome to attend. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
Good morning to each and every one of you. In collaboration with the partners present, as well as additional corporate and community partners, the Ballard House Project Incorporated will be working in conjunction with others in order to sponsor a transformative evening, specifically on Thursday, September 14th at 6 p.m. We will be bringing Dr. Eddie Glaude Jr. To speak and to provide a transformative message for our community. This will occur Thursday evening again, September 14th at 6 o'clock p.m. at 16th Street Baptist Church. This commemoration is part of our collective efforts in order to remember, to reflect, as well as to seek mutual reconciliation, at least reconciling those historical truths that occurred at the time of the 1963 bombing, which shattered this community, and so many lives were lost. We seek to support the Birmingham community moving forward through intergenerational dialogic engagement that opens the door to heal and to unify, reconciling historical truths with mutual respect and a commitment to justice, to peace, and mutual progress throughout our community. Birmingham has undergone several processes and commemorative events, but it has yet to fully embark on a collective truth and reconciliation process, addressing segregation's imprint of inequality, violence, disenfranchisement, and the disparities in education, economic access, and health. Now, 60 years later, our community's reconciliation must come from within, touching civil rights foot soldiers, those who witnessed and experienced the tragic events of that year. We are all members of Birmingham's descendant communities. We are people of all backgrounds, and it will take all of us to use this opportunity to pause, even if it's for one or more of the many events and programs that will be occurring, to take an opportunity to listen, to learn, to engage with each other, to sit next to others in an interracial, intergenerational climate, and to share your voices. So the Ballard House Project, because of our work, not only during the movement in 1963, the work of Dr. Herschel Hamilton at the Ballard House in 1963 and in other years, but also because of our work since then in attempting to provide cultural programming and engage dialogue, we are honored to join with each of these partners and to be a part of this very, very important commemorative year. Thank you.
I'll take that phone. Oh, you're fine. So before we turn it over to any questions, I would like to, the City of Birmingham would like to thank Reverend Price of 16th Street Baptist Church, Reverend Wilder of Belleville Baptist Church, as well as Dr. Hamilton of the Ballard House. Also would like to thank other partners that includes but not limited to the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute and our friends who've been taking care of us since the opening, actually the restoration and now opening of the A.G. Gaston Motel at the National Park Service. But also want to thank every single foot soldier, those who have gone off to heaven and those who are living today for every single thing they've done, not just 60 years ago, but in the last 60 years span that runs to 2023. I was fortunate this past Saturday to sit next to one of those foot soldiers who was inspired by her high school principal at age 16, and was arrested 60 years ago. And today she lives to tell such an impactful, emotional, heartfelt story. And what I know is that she and other foot soldiers will do it all over again. We owe it to the next generation to continue to tell all of our story, Birmingham's story and impact on the world, as well as our foot soldiers. With that said, I want to turn it over if you all have any questions.
Mayor, the exhibition that opens today, and what's going on, just again reiterate how important it is to kind of showcase Christmas Mayor's talent as we commemorate.
You know, the civil rights moment, we tend to throw out one or two names who have significant national presence. But I think we also need to remember those local heroes and local sheroes who had an impact, as well as those who were either victims or their family members were victims. In the case of Chris McNair, we all know that unfortunately his daughter was one of the little girls killed in 16th Street, at 16th Street Baptist Church. As I stand here and look at Lisa, who I've grown fond of and have a relationship with, the memory she has of not only her family, but particularly her father, taking the time to remember Chris McNair, to honor Chris McNair, the photographer, the community activist, the community servant. I think his 22 photos, this exhibition represents some things a lot of us have not seen. Pictures of Martin Luther King Jr. we've not seen, or Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth in action, Rosa Parks, Denise McNair, who we know by name, but who we should look, remember, and also know her face as well. And so I think this exhibition is important. I encourage the public, City Hall is open to the public, to definitely check out this exhibition that runs until September 16th.
For you to see this collaboration of efforts to pay respect, tribute, at the same time honor how far we've come while looking at how to improve, is there any effort in particular that you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, I think, listen, there are neighboring states in the southeast, some mid-south, who are literally attacking history, black history, which, by the way, is America's history, right? We can't ignore history. I consider what's happening in other countries, tragic moments that have, where there have been mass killings and genocide. America has a storied history that is very complex. It's not all good. What's impactful and what I appreciate is that all the people you see flanking me, they literally stand and sit on the shoulders of those who came before them 60 years ago, where Birmingham stood up, Birmingham fought, and Birmingham has continued to have a story to tell. We have to teach the present and the next generation that history. It cannot be forgotten. 60 years from now, we still need to teach and share what happened here in Birmingham and the impact it's had. And so for them as leaders in the community, as well as the organizations they represent, they will continue to share it. The city of Birmingham is honored to stand shoulder to shoulder with them. I give them the credit for the work they do every single day. Who's next? By the way, if you missed it, I'm excited about Reverend Price's announcement. He mentioned Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown, is coming to Birmingham, Alabama, everybody. Birmingham, Alabama, everybody. Friday, September 15th. That is a big deal. We are excited, Reverend Price. That's an honor. Who's next? Nobody. Look at y'all.
Could Lisa step up and say what the photographs mean to her?
Lisa can step up and say whatever she wants.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The photographs, thank you. Thank you.
I need some help with this.
I can hold it, yeah. Oh, okay. Mama always said I was loud, so I really don't need that thing. But Kim and I are so excited about this exhibit because we wanted to remind Birmingham of the legacy of our dad and what an excellent photographer he was. He loved photography. He carried a camera around with him everywhere. He never went anywhere without it. And this exhibition you're going to see is just an infinite tiny piece of the collection. It's principally the civil rights part of the collection, but he has a whole plethora of history of Birmingham. He was the principal photographer for black people as well as white people here in this city. And so we have hundreds of thousands of negatives that we have yet to go through and we may print more, we may add to this collection at some point, but I just am really excited about Daddy being recognized here for something he enjoyed doing and something that he did so well to document our shared American history in this country.
Lisa's going to take the rest of y'all questions. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, guys. So wait, before y'all leave, we're gonna take a
Photo? Okay.